Welcome to 99% Pickleball, a podcast by Empower Pickleball. We're your hosts, Nikki Maldonado.
And Mari Humberg, and we are back for another episode. Nikki,
What do we got?
It's early. It's earlier for you than it is for me.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. over here, but I've been up since since 9 a.m. Since 5 a.m. Yeah. I had an alarm set at 3 a.m. I have no idea what time it is, actually. I have no idea where I am and what's going on because it is just the city.
Your background looks kind of fake, but it's moving, so it's hard to say that it's fake.
I'm
So
very sad that the fountain is not going on right now because then you would definitely know that it's real. Yeah.
that'd be
The
pretty
fountain
cool.
just,
I think it's a little
yeah,
early for the fountain, though.
a little too early. It's not a wake up fountain. How are you doing, Mari?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Home for a couple of days. I feel like that's
Y-
a rare moment. This
Yeah,
background is my room. My bed is
it's
not
real.
made over here, so we're not going to turn the camera. Okay.
Don't do
But
that. Don't do that.
yeah, how are you? How's Vegas treating you, Nikki?
It's freaking hot. It's so hot over here. I'm melting. I was telling Paige, you don't necessarily sweat the way you do in the East Coast, but I am just
Hmm.
melting. And I'm here for a conference for work, corporate work. Please get me out of this world. But I am dressed in slacks and button ups, and I have to walk across the street to my conference. It doesn't seem that
Hmm.
far. It's like a stone's throw away. But just being out there for a few minutes, I feel like I'm going to get heat stroke or die. So I'm
I
just like,
understand,
yeah.
Nikki. Yesterday, I had to stop practice because my grip was so
Ooh.
sweaty. I couldn't hold on to my
You're gonna
paddle.
let it go. You're
It
just
was
gonna
gonna
let that thing
fly.
fly.
And I didn't have an extra grip
Danger.
on me. So, yeah, I had to change the grip later, but we're all good now. We're all
And
good.
that was in
I
Florida, right?
enjoy. Yes, I'm in Boynton Beach, Florida.
So you were in swampy swampland, and that's what's happening with your grips flying out of your hands. So it's funny that you mentioned that, Mari, because beyond the lines today, we're talking about that state that you're in, Florida.
Yeah, one of my favorite memes out there. Okay, Florida man strikes again, Nikki. What is happening with all these reports about violence on the pickleball courts?
Come on, people. Come on, people. So there was another article. I swear, I think it's happening almost every week now that there's an article, and many of them are from Florida. So that's but
I'm not from
you're
here, okay? I just live here.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But in this instance, in this particular article that was out last week or earlier this week or something, I don't think that she can get away with saying it was the heat that made the paddle fly out of her hand, so that you could get away with that. And we'll say that that's what happened. But this woman actually, I think, threw a paddle and then hit someone with her paddle because she was upset about how they were picking up the ball and how the sun was playing or something like that. It was a whole thing. Our producer, Paige, did an amazing job of giving us the Cliff's Notes, and I'm doing a terrible job of this. Florida pickleball match turns violent as nurse allegedly attacks rival with paddle.
The fact that they're
Yes,
calling it rival is awesome, first of all, okay? Let me point that
rival.
out. The fact that we're saying rival in a rec, like probably a park game, is
Yeah,
amazing. This is what we've
it was
gotten to.
it was a
That's the
park.
positive.
It was a
Now,
park.
let's
Yeah.
not hit each other, please. What are we doing? It's not that serious.
Oh my gosh. So this is like another level of crash out, right? Which I also think that crash outs just should not happen on the rec courts. I think that they're so lame. Crash outs are just so lame on the rec courts. There was this one guy that I was playing against one time who I've played against multiple times, but in the club that we're playing at, it's not that big. It's at Gotham Pickleball. So there's 4 courts in there, but it's big enough that the sound echoes like crazy. And
Right.
when he hit a bad shot, and he hit many bad shots, so this thing kept happening, he would slam his paddle against his leg like brutal force. And I was just like, what are you doing, man? Everyone would stop. Every time he would do it, everyone would stop because the sound would just reverberate. And I was like, what, dude, first of all, you keep hitting bad shots. So like chill. And second, like, why? Why are you doing this? So, but that's one thing, right? If you're hurting yourself, but it's another if you're hitting someone with a paddle. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I look, this is something that brings us all together, and this is something that's meant to be fun. If you are out there fighting people on the court, it just probably seems like you have anger that's misplaced. Let's keep that away from our sport, please. Maybe
Yeah.
take it to the parking lot, no paddles involved. Just no need to do it. No need to do
No
it.
need to do
Okay,
it.
give your best on the court, and no fighting.
I did. Have you ever seen this? Have you seen? I mean, obviously you're into such a different caliber. Have you ever seen at any of the clubs that you play at or anything get aggressive at all like that?
I've seen some more aggressive chirping, but not actual physical. I didn't see anything get physical ever personally,
Mm,
but I have seen some people talking.
Okay,
In a
okay, so that's
tournament, I have seen 2 guys I've seen a guy get kicked out because he was gonna fight the other guy. This was an
so
amateur tournament
they
in
s
Louisville, Kentucky, back in the day.
okay, okay, that was back in the day. Okay, so it's been happening for a while.
Probably 23, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you put this, like, competitive thing with adults, they just chill, and what's really interesting is that, pickleball is such a unique situation because so many of us just have not played competitive sports in so many years, right? And this, like, all of these millennials playing pickleball have not played anything. One of my favorite things to do is to watch. It's next to our dog park. There's a basketball court, and I think it's hilarious when I watch grown men play like recreational
Yeah.
basketball because they're so bad at it. And I'm like
They're
just
so into
watching.
it at the same
They're
time.
so into it, yeah. But for most adults, they stop playing sports competitively. So when you throw them back into this atmosphere, I don't know, they get crazy. This is the last story I'll tell about this because I just want to say like how real this is. It's not just these random news articles. I was playing in a tournament recently where my opponents, one of them was screaming at her partner so much that me and my teammate and my friend who was watching, we were all scared for the teammate. We wanted to just be like blink twice, like if you're okay, do you want to
Wow.
ride with us? Like this is I was like, she's gonna slash her tires. I don't think this woman's gonna make it out of here. This woman was screaming, I mean, so livid at her teammate. It wasn't even her opponent. And we were just
That doesn't make
like,
her better, I don't understand.
no, no. You should have seen her just like you should have just seen the teammate just like crumble. And I was like, is this the first time you all have met? I really hope so because I hope that you've not played with this woman before
And agreed to play
and
with her again.
agreed to play with her again. Like she must have rotating partners. It was bad. It was bad.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, let's move on from the negativity,
Yeah.
Nikki. Let's
Mix it
move
up.
to something fun. All right, second topic that we wanna talk about today is team events.
Yeah.
2
There's a
pretty big
little
ones coming up.
there's
Oh,
a
well, not
there's one
coming
there's a little one that's happening right now. I think you
Yeah,
you might know about
I'd
it.
say the big one right now is MLP, and the little one is the World Cup. What do you think?
The what is the World what? Cup? Is that what it was? Is it
Some
like a
some sport that they play mostly in South American countries and European countries that they play with their feet.
with their feet? Oh my god! And people watch this? Oh my gosh.
People watch this.
Man, they should play a real sport like pickleball. Yeah.
Wow,
No.
I can't say that.
No.
That's my root. That's my root.
No. I
My
didn't mean
nails are
it.
literally green right now because of Brazil.
Oh, yeah, there
Yes,
we go. So we know
I
who your
know.
team is, obviously. Obviously you've been watching. Have you been watching more than just
Yeah.
Brazil's games?
Yes, I've been watching as much as possible. I actually have we have a family competition going on right now that all of us input results for every single game. There are 72 of us in it, and I
Oh
am in
my god.
2nd place.
You have 72 people in your family tournament?
No, 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 no. Extended it kind of started family and then we just sent it out to
Okay.
friends and work coworkers. So like people just joined. But it
Yeah.
started with, the 10 and then it
Yeah.
just people just went in. It's
Oh my
10 bucks
god.
to get in and
How are you
it's
doing
just
so
something
far?
fun. 2nd place.
Well, 2nd place. Oh, okay. Out of
My
72
only
people.
goal is to beat my brother.
Okay. That's a very good wait, is he older or younger?
Older.
Oh, yeah, extra, cherry on top. No, okay, so I love this. This is a perfect example of why I wanna talk about the World Cup because it truly just brings so many people together, and, obviously, I'm gonna use the word soccer, so soccer hooligans are a thing for sure, but ultimately, the World Cup just did you see Egypt, the team celebrating with their fans?
Yeah,
I
so cool.
love that. They got off
So
the
cool.
pros get off the bus because they see their fans there and and people are like, "Come on, ease up, guys. This is one game." And I'm like, "No, this is a historic game for them." And how
Right.
beautiful is it for them to celebrate in this way together, bringing people together so
You just feel
positively.
the emotion watching those games. You see their celebrations and I get chills. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's something about team events that really does it for me, especially as someone that played a lot of individual sports. So
Yep.
what am I doing? I'm too old to switch now my roots, okay? But I just love team events. I love it.
And I think that
So
that's in my opinion, that's exactly to your point, Mari. You've been playing these solo sports for so long, and that is an extra just beauty of pickleball, that pickleball has this MLP and also minor LP, MILP, minor league pickleball, right? These team elements to it. Yes, there's a team element in pickleball commonly because of doubles, but this takes team to another level where you have the entire organization. And not only that, you have shirts, you have very loyal fans traveling across the country. Like, so many people don't even know that pro pickleball is a thing. They definitely don't know that this is a thing yet. And in my opinion, MLP is ultimately the best gateway into pro pickleball because it is so much fun.
It
Like,
is.
how is it as a player? How is it being out there and feeling the energy and the fans and all of that?
It's honestly so cool. First of all, just playing for something bigger than yourself is so special. I always felt that way playing college tennis. That was always so much better for me than just playing individually. So I
Yeah,
was a huge fan of college tennis. When I initially learned about MLP, I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be playing. And it's so cool to see these stands filling up and us hearing the people cheering for and against us. I don't even care which way it's
sure,
going
sure.
because that
Yeah,
just means we've got fans, we've got supporters, we have energy around this, we have prizes being thrown out, we have games going on in the middle of the timeouts. There's just so
yeah,
much happening that it's really, really so much fun. So if you're a fan that hasn't watched a pro event and you have the chance to attend an MLP event, do it. You're not going to regret it. It is a blast to watch. It's a blast to participate. I will say
yep,
that.
yep.
And if you have a chance to participate in one as a player, also do it. These minor league events, and I know there's a lot of clubs doing team events and little events like that. Make sure you sign up for one. Give it a chance because I think it's a ton of fun to participate, to watch all of it.
It's so much fun. You build this community, you build these bonds in a different way. Obviously, community is part of pickleball just in general, but it's an even deeper connection, an even deeper level, and everybody's showing up in their same shirts and everyone's, it's like so much fun. And you have direct access to the pros a lot of time. The pros will show up and host clinics for the teams and help them out and the coaches, all of that coaching staff is fantastic. I just think it is such a cool way to blend these worlds of major and minor together, the pros with the rec players together. It is so much fun. So MLP, minor league pickleball, all of that together. If you don't know about it, if you're not involved, go get involved because it is wildly fun. So to me, that's our connection to the World Cup. The World Cup is a great example of team sports and bringing people
Yeah.
together, and the MLP is exactly how we're doing that in pickleball for sure.
Nikki, have you
All
played a
right.
minor league event?
Uh,
Sorry,
I
before we move
have
on to our next one.
have I played a minor league event? I've played against the minor league, and they had their whole fan base. They had all their teammates. Everybody was there. I played against the Brooklyn Pickleball Team, and they show up and show out. They are loud. So no, I haven't actually played the minor league event. No, I did play an MLP style. So that's also another thing, right? When you have local clubs that host, so it's not necessarily minor league pickleball, but they host MLP style tournaments, and that's
Mhm.
so much fun. Those are wildly fun, but that's as close as I've gotten personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man. Speaking of
Yeah.
MLP, Mari, I think everybody's listening and they're probably like, "Okay, come on, come on. Are you gonna say it? Are you gonna say it?" So, Mari, you had pretty dramatic day yesterday, because you are in the
Yes.
MLP. What's going
I
on?
am. So pretty crazy stuff, right? Things happen fast. First of all, this is the first experience that we as players and you as fans are having watching one summer season of MLP. So
Mm,
things are just happening so much faster than we're used to, right? Because it's not like we have one event in January and then we have one event in April and then we have the midseason and then we have one event in it's not like that. We have an event every single week, okay? Whether we're
mhm.
playing or not, MLP is happening every single week. These teams, especially I guess the owners, are competitive. They are willing to put money in, they are willing to put their time in. They want to win. So trades are happening like crazy. You keep seeing trades every single week, and people are like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to keep up because we want to cheer for this team and then the person's gone. I understand. That is something that is tough
Yeah.
to keep up with. But you all have to understand the reason why it's happening is because these teams are competitive and they want to win. So I'm sorry for switching teams again, okay, but as of yesterday, I am on the Atlanta Bouncers. I
Woo!
have been traded from the Chicago Slice, and I am on the Atlanta Bouncers, new squad. I have actually played with Jesse a few times in the past, so we play very well together. I'm looking forward to reuniting, and I have not played mixed with either Jay or Jaume, but excited to do it. Jaume is my Adidas partner,
Yeah.
so yeah, that'll be fun. Just excited to get on a new team to start a new adventure there. I'm collecting MLP jerseys. At this point, I have quite a few. So if anyone's looking for one, let me
Yeah.
know. But yeah,
I
Nikki,
think
sorry,
we
you are now an Atlanta Bouncers fan, and
cool. I
I'm
have
just
Georgia
determining
roots.
that.
I have
Okay,
Georgia roots. I'm
awesome.
a Georgia Bulldog. So now I'm a Bouncers fan.
There we
I
go.
love Atlanta. I love Atlanta, so I got to get down there and if there's ever an event that you guys are hosting, I think this is so fun for you. It must be just a roller coaster, and it was such a fun just experience watching. What's going to happen next. It's been fun with every week. What trade is going to happen. It's like trading cards. These owners are like they're playing Pokemon. It adds a different element of drama to the league that is unexpected. You kind of never know. It's like shifting. When is it going to like
Yeah.
settle? All of that. Who's going to settle? And so, as a player, I can't imagine what you must be going through. So, I got to say, Mari, I want to talk more about this. And I think we might have to. I want to hear your input. I want to hear from your experience firsthand. What is it like as a player being in that situation? I want to hear about what teams you want, not necessarily specific teams, but what do you look for in a team? I want to
Yeah.
hear, I think people need to know even more about just this entire process. So maybe we need to spend a little time talking about it soon. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we actually have the chance to do it, Nikki. So
Yeah.
we'll spend more time on this. You're going to get the two of us next week chatting about a little bit more of this. Nikki's obviously her grind to 5.0. Okay, we're going to cover that too. I need to hear about this. That's what I'm actually curious about. Okay. But yeah, I will try to give my insights and give more information about what happens on the behind the scenes of things because you'll just see the product, right? I had
Mhm.
a flight booked to New York
Yep.
up until last night at 9 PM, and it was at 8 AM today, and I didn't go. So, Nikki, I'm sorry, we will not be spending the week together, but I will be there on Sunday for the clinics on Monday and Tuesday before heading to Toronto on Wednesday. So, I'll see you
Yep.
soon, okay? It's just a
We'll
little
still be
delayed.
together. We'll be together, but
Yes,
I just have to wait a little bit, but it's okay because we talk to each other all the time, so
that's true.
it's
That
totally
is
fine.
true.
But don't forget, if you're listening to this and you're in the New York City metro area, Mari's going to be hosting clinics at Lifetime on Monday. I'll be there, so come hang out with us. Mari's going to in one day get me from a 3-2, 3-5 ish to a 4-0. So that's the challenge that she's gonna do. And then on Tuesday, she's going to be hosting clinics at Hell's Kitchen, and then we have the big final hoorah together. We're going to be hosting an awesome Beat the Pros event. It'll be you, Ariel Butler, who is an APP pro, and then
Mhm.
Tony Roig, a senior pro, is also going to be joining us. And so we have pros. It's going to be Beat the Pros, and then my name is included in there. I don't know why for 99% pickleball, but come hang out with us at IPX on Tuesday night. So New York City pickleballers, come hang out with Mari and me. We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
yeah,
Should be a fun
yeah,
time. And Nikki, we have a pretty cool episode today.
yeah.
Obviously, we've just been talking about MLP for a bit. I don't know if there's many people more involved than this guy in MLP.
He's like the face of, the team back office. Like he is truly the man behind the scenes, but also kind of the face behind the scenes pickleball for MLP. He is Adam Behnke, the COO of the Brooklyn Pickleball Team. And what is so cool is that he is not only putting together the major league team, the MLP team, but also the minor league team, the MILP team. Adam is right there in the mix, developing that community, making sure, that the team feels like that bonded group and bringing people together in a way that I just don't see in many sports at all at this level. It is so cool to
Right.
see all the work. And my gosh, this man is working like crazy. So I think we need to hear from him. I think we need to hear about what he's doing.
Let's do it. Awesome energy. I think y'all are gonna enjoy this one. Let's bring Adam in.
Let's get Adam in here. Let's go. All right, my friends, New York City represent. Sorry, Mari, I'm sorry that you're not over here right now in New York City because we are holding it down with my friend Adam Behnke from the Brooklyn Pickleball Team, COO of the Brooklyn Pickleball Team. Thank you so much for joining us, Adam. We are so excited to get chatting with you today.
Thank you so much. Pumped to be here. Excited to talk pickleball in New York City and all the fun things that we get to build here together in our community. So appreciate the opportunity.
And you are building it. It is hot right now. Oh man, summer's just barely getting started and it is sizzling over here in the pickleball scene thanks to you and your teams. You guys have met before, right?
We've played against each other. So,
Yes,
he's just on the sidelines cheering heavily against me, Nikki. What are you getting me into this week?
that's true.
Man. Okay, Adam, I gotta ask, how much does she chirp at you and your team?
You
Be
know what? I
honest.
I really like Maury, what she brings to the court and off the court. It's like that balance of just, we want to win and also just like, you know what? Off the court, we're all cool. We're having a good time.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. But on the court, we're up for blood, man. We're going for the wins only,
I'll
whatever it
just hit a
takes.
flick and just stare at their bench like,
Exactly.
You
Let
giving
them know.
giving
Yes.
me that, you know? I don't really feud with people off court. I think I'm actually pretty chill. I say hi to everyone when I see them, so I'm not the troublemaker.
I
No.
I'm
think we
not.
do we do need to have some B-roll of you with a flick and then just staring Adam down. If we can
Are
get
you
that
Yeah,
B-roll,
hopefully
let's get
next time
that.
I play them, maybe next week in, St. Pete. Are y'all going to St. Pete?
We'll be in St. Pete. Can't
If
wait.
we're in the same
Woo!
group, we'll see. We'll get that. I'll make sure to just stare at Adam's eyes.
Let's get that.
Specifically for the interview. Perfect.
Yes, exactly.
Content.
You saw it here first, not on Pickleball TV. You saw it here
Exactly.
first. Okay,
Exactly.
awesome. Adam, I think just starting off, this is 99% Pickleball, so we have a lot of folks who definitely know about MLP and probably a lot of folks who don't. So can you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background as well?
Yeah, for sure. So getting that fancy title of COO means that you get to wear a lot of hats. It's a league that is just growing so rapidly and has come out of the ground over the last 4 years. So when you get a title like that, it requires a lot of different things to be nimble and adaptive and really find a way to, bring the brand, the team, and everything to life. Our focus, has been mostly around community. That's where we started. We think that's the core. That comes from, I think, our background in soccer mostly. So the way that our whole group came together was we worked together in 2018 to 2020 in DC United with the MLS soccer team. We had a really cool opportunity to build a brand new soccer team from ground up there in Loudoun County, Virginia. It was basically their affiliate club of the MLS team within USL. That was started literally from scratch. We built a 5,000 person stadium, a brand new brand logo. We sold tickets and sponsorships and did all these awesome partnerships in the community. And one of our initial things was starting with that community, the youth programs, the schools, and doing really cool things to try to, bring positive outcomes and experiences and things like that to our community to hopefully get their buy-in to feel like, we're building something together. You can build something together, whether it's a house or an app or whatever it is by yourself. And well, that could be fun. It's way more enjoyable and exciting when you have people around you and it becomes bigger than just yourself. So through that experience in sports, my background started at the New York Yankees, selling tickets, smiling, dialing, working with some great accounts there and just learning what the sports industry was all about. Taught me a ton of things through that and some great relationships when I was going to college. I met our current managing partner, Sam Porter, at an internship. So this goes way
What?
back.
Wow.
Yeah, to an unpaid internship where I was just trying to get sports experience on
Ooh,
the resume. Met Sam, and one thing led to another, and he's going to DC as their chief strategy officer. And brings mates into the mix to build out Loudoun United and their whole brand and team and everything from ground up. And sure enough, our other principal owner, Al Tylis, came into the group in 2019. And so that's when all three of us got together and got to know each other. And then you fast forward to 2022 when I was doing something else in soccer here in New York with Queensboro FC. They were focused on their most recent transaction, building a soccer team in Mexico with Club Necaxa. Pickleball came about, and I was their first call and said, "Hey, Adam, you want to build a team and a brand and a community all again together? Let's run it back and get the band back together." I said yes eventually, but I first laughed.
yeah, seriously. You're like, what did you just say?
Yes. I was like, "Excuse me, pickleball?" I thought that was the sport that I had just played with grandpa back in the day, in St.
Yep.
Louis on the gym floors at the YMCA or local churches or whatever. So I hesitated when they first brought it to me, but guys like Sam and Al are incredible people. They do some great things in sports and business, and anytime we've gotten some time together, whether it's on specific projects or big things like this with MLP and building the teams, it's been a really great experience. So it's so hard to find great people in life like this that you're willing to kind of run through walls for. I was just so excited to get the opportunity to get to work with them again. And here we are 4 years later, building MLP to where it is today. And fortunately, get to do this right in our backyard in Brooklyn with Brooklyn Pickleball Team.
Oh man.
Wow.
Wow, that what an incredible background and the build and how the puzzle pieces just added up.
The stars kind of all aligned, right?
They
It's
all
just yeah,
aligned.
yeah,
I think that's the story of pickleball. I swear with everyone, the stars just align to get us
yeah.
all here. But unpaid internship. Can I just call that out for a second? Man, those days were rough back in those unpaid internship days. Did you cold call for the Yankees? Did you have to do that?
Oh yeah, smile and dial 100 calls a day. Yep. Whether you're getting hung up on or told that you shouldn't be calling them, or if they were joking with you about, are you like Derek Jeter calling me, or can I get an autograph, or is this like Seinfeld? You're sleeping under your desk,
Oh
like for
my
the Yankees.
God.
We would get all the
Yes.
jokes and all the things. It was pretty entertaining, but
That is
it
some
was a great
thick skin.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will build some thick skin. Wow, that's what an incredible background. And then when you got the call about pickleball, it just kind of fell and everything kind of fell into place.
It did, yeah, and, I'm super close with my family, and family is really everything to me. It all started back in St. Louis where, I reached out and I said, "Hey, guys, this is an opportunity that I think I can't pass up," even going to New York City in the first place. Like, nobody in my family really went to, like, big college. Everyone's there in St. Louis. They live within 20 minutes of each other, and no one really has left, and if you did, you'd come back. But when I ran this crazy fast mile time my junior year of high school, it changed my life forever and
Mm.
opened up the door for me to go to New York City. I ran 4 minutes and 13 seconds as a junior in the Missouri State meet, and then basically every college across the country was knocking on our door. We had people
What?
sitting in our living room recruiting me to go to school.
What?
And then when we got a call from Columbia, my parents thought it was University of Missouri, which is based in Columbia, Missouri. And I was like, no, no, this is a different Columbia. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, like Yale and Harvard and Cornell and Princeton and so on and so forth. They were like, what, Ivy League? I said, yeah. So thanks for making sure I kept my grades up throughout the last 4 years in high school. Straight A's was required. And then, sure enough, like had an amazing opportunity to come out to New York City, got that unpaid internship, and forever it changed my life. And here we are working in pickleball. I wouldn't be having this conversation with you today if it wasn't for that from the family
Wow.
believing in me, letting me go fly and see what would happen. And then meeting Sam in that unpaid internship, which then led to Sam and Al and
Mhm.
everything that we're involved in today.
Oh my gosh, I just have to say, I hope someday more folks know about Columbia University. I find that's a pretty common thing. Usually everyone thinks it's Missouri, but we have a pretty sizable good university here in New York called Columbia. So
For sure.
I've
that's
heard
For
of it.
sure.
incredible. You've heard of it? You've heard of it, Mari? Okay, cool.
I've heard
Wow,
of it
that
once
is
or twice. Yeah. It's gotten to São Paulo. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're making me like, yeah, you're pretending I'm not also in a big city right now, okay, Nikki? I'm in like 3x the size of New York at the moment, so
fair. Fair.
yeah, whatever, big city people.
Big city. Yeah.
Hey, Adam, do you play pickleball yet, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so when we first got involved in 2022, if you guys remember, we were DC Pickleball Team.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And we got to go down to DC with Sam Query and Shelby Bates and Stefano Verne and Monica Pellicelli at the time and our principal owner, Al Tylis, to meet with the people that were opening up the pickleball facility there, Will Richards and his group, Dill Dinkers, which has now grown like
Mm.
crazy
Yep,
since then. I'll never forget it. Washington Post covered the first story. They were there. They wrote an article about the team and Sam and everything that we were doing. And Al and I were like, all right, well, let's try this out. Let's play. And so we played against Will and some of the group there, which was really fun. But funny enough, our first ever game together was with this lady, Helen White, and her husband, Andy. Helen and Andy were at the time, I think, 77 or so years old. And Helen, I didn't know this at the time, but I had found out that she had taught over like 10,000 people how to play pickleball in her lifetime.
that's awesome.
Former basketball player and coach and referee, and now like big time USA pickleball ambassador. Al and I, of course, walk on the court. We're like, oh, Andy and Helen, this is cute. We'll win this game, no problem. We don't know what we're
Yeah,
doing. They were so generous, so kind with the rules and patient with us. And they made an 11-2 victory on their side look really easy and made us look really silly. And I appreciate them probably hitting into the net just once or twice to make sure we didn't get pickled.
Oh my
So that's
gosh,
where it all started. And then,
man.
I get to play every once in a while. I get to hold it down too much on the business side and the community events and everything. But when I do get to play, it's fun. I did get to play at the 24-hour tournament. Nikki
Yeah.
saw me there.
Yep.
So I don't know, maybe once a month at best. But if I could, I'd love to play a lot more.
Adam, I mean, you were holding it down at the 24. So I'm
Right?
impressed. I'm impressed. I think maybe Helen had an impact on you. And,
She sure did.
the fact that you walked in there saying, Helen, I ran a 4-minute mile. I got this. And
Yep.
she showed you what's up. Well, Mari and I love these stories because that was how both of us were
yeah,
roped into this sport as well. As they say, the knee braces got us. But
Yes.
freaking knee
uh,
brace.
speaking of the 24, Mari, I don't know if you know about this, but we recently hosted a 24-hour tournament here in New York City, in Brooklyn. And what you had to do was, I mean, you could have a team of two, which there was actually a team of two there, which is
No risk.
crazy, who was playing the entire 24 hours, just two guys. Or you could have a team of more people, which I think was a little more sane,
Mhm.
less courageous, but more sane, like the rest of us. And you would have your teams kind of, interchange throughout. And it was such a cool, just phenomenal environment. The
That's pretty
energy in
cool.
there was electrifying. Yeah, there were a lot of people who stayed there the entire time, even if they didn't play
Wow.
the entire time they were there. So, Adam, how long were you there? You were there for at least 14 hours, I'd say.
Yeah, it was fun because we got and we'll talk about the minor league team, but
Yeah,
just
yep.
another fun
That's
thing
where I'm
for
going
us
with
to
this.
do. Yeah, but We got about 10 of us together and we all kind of split up into shifts. Our captain, Frank and Hector, put the schedule together. So I was there from the time it opened at Red Hook Pickleball from 7 to about 11. I told my wife I was going to be home by 11:30, but I got carried away, played another match until midnight, then got home, tried to fall asleep. I think I fell asleep around 1. And then, you're like just so amped up. And by 7 a.m., I was like, I got to go back. And so
My
I got
god.
back to Red Hook as quickly as I could by around 7:38 and then just rolled through the rest of the day until we wrapped at what, 5 p.m. or
Yep.
6 p.m.?
About 6 p.m. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there was a bunch of just nuts out there,
There was
Mari.
a
We were
DJ
all
the whole
crazy.
time,
There was a DJ
24 hours.
pumping the music the whole time. It was insane. But
I
the
mean, it's a
thing
cool
that
idea. Yeah, that's awesome.
it was great. We got to get you in on one of these days. But
Good
yeah,
time.
if you can hang,
I'll
if
probably
you
be
think you
pretty
can
rough
hang,
by hour like 22.
maybe you can make it there.
Only by hour 22.
Yeah,
It'd be a fun
exactly.
thing to throw into MLP, see how the teams do?
Oh, that would be such a
Resistance. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
That'd be a
yes,
pretty Hey,
next
come on,
level.
COO. Let's make this happen.
right? It could be a
Yes.
fun Moneyball tournament. Let's
I
go.
I like it.
Sponsored by Zip Fizz Energy.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. Everybody's gonna be pounding that. Oh my gosh, as Mari takes a sip. Turn that the other way. Sponsored by Red Bull, actually. Actually, now
Yeah,
that you mention
exactly.
it. No, I wanted to segue that in. You caught me, Adam. Your team was representing, but they always are. Okay, so you have a minor league, and so it's a MLP minor league, so MILP team, the Brooklyn Pickleball Team. And I gotta say, this is the most vibrant and energized community almost in any sport that I've ever seen. It's like, to me, it's like European level,
Mhm.
football or maybe Brazil. Like they are so invested. And I got to say, I think maybe even more invested than in the MLP team. I mean, this group is always
Incredible.
rocking their Brooklyn Pickleball Team gear, always. No matter where you see them in the city, they are representing. So can you just tell us a little bit more about that community and how that came to be and what's going on with that?
Yeah, for sure. No, I really appreciate those kind words. It's awesome to see it grow. As Major League Pickleball teams, there's 20 of us now around the country and representing most major markets across the country. As Mari knows, with the pro level, there's so much demand on their schedules, and they're traveling around 40 plus weeks in a year, and getting your pro athletes from whether it's Dallas or St. Louis or Florida or Texas or wherever they're coming from is not easy. It's really difficult to schedule and find time within that hefty
Yeah.
schedule to have them in your local market unless they live there, of course. And so, for us, community has been at the core of who we are and what we're all about from day one. It took us a little while to get to this point and understand how we made the most out of what that community could become. Because at first we started kind of with that top down approach of like, all right, we know we want to be in the grassroots level. We know we want to be, everywhere we possibly can be. But the pros get people so excited. So maybe we should just have the pros come out to New York as much as we can, as often as we can. And you find out pretty quickly that that's exhausting for everybody, including the pros. And we
Mhm.
can't take away from their performances on the court as much as they love to be here and come and join us down at Pier 2 in Brooklyn at the community courts or wherever it may be. It just can't be on a more consistent level that we're looking to build. So we took a step back and we're like, all right, well, you know what? There's what, 20 million plus people playing in across the country. That's where our community thrives the most is in that, 3-0 to 5-0 range. They're all trying to get better. They all want to be a part of playing in their local tournaments and practices and things like that. Why don't we just have our own local team? Instead of relying on our pros, why don't we just make our own? And so I got to talking with some of my other counterparts, Andrew over in St. Louis, specifically in Virginia, at Austin, with the Texas Ranchers, and the folks in Dallas as well. And we just started brainstorming some ideas. And this was one that really stuck. All of us started to do it a little differently, but what resonated the most was like having a local team and having a team that's going to be there everywhere, no matter what, no matter when. It could be something that we look forward to every single day, every single week, and really helps create this platform that empowers our local players. Whether you're Ethan, who's 12 years old and is a 4 or
Mhm.
5 and trying to get better and is on the PPA Junior Tour and wants to be the next Riley Newman, to our 77 plus year old crowd who just loves pickleball and wants to represent their hometown and represent something that's a little bit bigger than themselves and be a part of a community that shows up for them and the group and the brand in total. So we started this last October, and like we're starting anything, it takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of thought. We always put as much thought into it as we can, but at some point you got to let it rip and put it out in the
Mm.
market and see what the reception is. So what we did is we started with tryouts. We thought tryouts were cool, unique. No one really has ever had a pickleball tryout before. Why don't we do this? And we did this with our soccer teams before in Virginia that I was talking about earlier. And it was always fun, always exciting. And so we opened it up for tryouts. We hosted at Gotham in Long Island City, as well as in New Jersey at Pickleball Kingdom. And we had over 150 people sign
Mhm.
up for these tryouts from all levels,
Wow.
3-0, non-rated, up to Duper 20, 5-0 plus, and everywhere in between. I was like, wow, people really do want to be a part of a team. This is awesome and really good news. And so we went through the whole tryout. We had some of our pros show up and critique and get feedback and try to pick our top two players of each division. The 3-0 to 3-5, 3-5 to 4-0, and so on and so forth to create the Duper 12 teams, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Coach Kyle was there and everybody. And so it was a really fun, but also like intense environment because you
Mm.
walk in there, you have 2 hours to basically prove yourself across our entire like critiquing board. Like Kyle had it broken down like 1 through 5 of drops, drives, court positioning, communication, like all of the criteria. And then of course the intangibles too of like, let's see who you are. Let's get your vibe. So I was doing a lot of the vibe checking of just getting to know some of the players and seeing who they are. Are they going to be fun to play with, or are they going to be too serious, and so on and so forth. And that's where it all began. And Kyle and I at the time, Coach Kyle McKenzie, I said, you know what, it'd be awesome if we just had like 20 people. Like 20
Mm.
people, this is a success. We can really focus in on who they are and grow it accordingly. And we'll just take our time. I'd rather, kind of walk before we run anyway. Fast forward October to right before the December 2025 Minor League Pickleball Nationals. We have already almost 100 players that are on
Yep.
the roster just in a couple of months.
Wow.
51 of them traveled to Dallas to
Yeah.
go compete across all levels from 50 plus to V3 and V4. And Brooklyn showed out. It was the coolest thing. We medaled at every single one of the divisions. We even took home gold at the Duper 20 level. And it was a ruckus. Like everyone was going from court to court, cheering each other
Wow.
on. It's like, what's going on court 12 at Duper 12? What's going on court 17 with Duper 18? And like, it was so cool because by the end of it, when it got to the medal matches, you had to players that had made it and those that didn't. And you just had like 20, 30 people cheering around the court and bringing this energy and this atmosphere. And so that's where like the culture of the Brooklyn Pickleball Team, this community, I think really started to take speed. And we've been trying to build off that momentum ever since. We're in June now, and we're at 160 plus players and growing day by day.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, wow. First of all, I love watching amateur pickleball. It's like a pastime of mine when I go to random clubs and sitting down and watching. I want to watch this competition because I feel like competitive amateur play is even more fun. So, Adam, just let me know next time this is happening during our events. I'd love to come by. Well, I might
June
be here in
27th and 28th
Brooklyn.
here in New York City and Randall's Island. I
Hey,
believe you might
I
actually be
might
here.
be there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, question about that. So you talked about the minor league. Again, we see all these things online. I don't know what any of it means, so this means the public might not know
Of
either.
course.
What are these junior MLP teams that are coming about, and
Yeah.
how can we stop them so they don't take my job?
Too late, Mari.
Totally
If you,
kidding. I love
he
watching
just
the
said
kids
Ethan.
starting to play.
He just said Ethan. He name dropped Ethan. Let me tell you, Ethan crushed Jeannie Bouchard at City Pickle a couple of weeks ago. I mean, Ethan's what, 12?
Yep.
So I have a video of him on my page, and he is the coolest little kid. But yeah, anyway, so sorry, Mari.
They're
Yeah, they're
coming for
coming.
us.
I'm
I know.
sorry.
I know. Why do you think we start? Why do you think I'm doing a podcast? Content creation. Come on now. I'm realistic.
Smart. Diversified. Be ready for what's to come. I know. It is incredible. It's so cool to see the juniors changing the landscape of the sport, and it's happened so quickly. And they're just like, most of our pro players, as you know, Mario, are coming from tennis and like have
Right.
that tennis background. Whereas a lot of these young players, pickleball, that's their sport and that's it. And they're starting there. You look at a guy like Tama or Elsie or all these, kids now that are in the league and are doing so well. It just is a really, I think, a very cool opportunity for them, this junior MLP program to look forward to and have these role models and there's that hope there. And of course you go right above it and you look at Hayden Patrick and Annalie Waters, like, oh, they're not too much older, 18, 19, 20 years old. It's really, really incredible to see. So they are the future for sure. And that's where Major League Pickleball wanted to make sure we had a platform for our juniors to shine and get a chance to get exposed to what is Major League Pickleball, given that it is such an amazing environment and team atmosphere. A lot of the players that are joining these junior MLP teams already do play on the PPA Junior Tour and do a
Nice.
great job on that. But as you know, the PPA and MLP schedules are split into their own segments throughout the year. And so we wanted to make sure our juniors, if they wanted to, had the option to play year round. And so this year's our first year doing it. It's the pilot program for about 10 teams that are participating. The Orlando Squeezer jumping in. I know we got Miami jumping in, New Jersey Fives,
I think the
Martinville,
Slice are in.
Palm Beach, Slicer in, and we're really excited for those teams that are participating and are really helping to give ourselves another layer to the overall like, kind of pathway to pro.
Mm.
And that's, at the big picture when you look at all the puzzle pieces and the master plan, if you will. We started at the pro level. So you have that pinnacle on top of that pyramid, if you will. And it's like, how do we build in those other layers to create the longevity of our sport? And what do we need to do to get there? And that's what's happened over the last few years is that's where
Right.
minor league now comes in right under that pro level. That's where then junior MLP comes in right under that level and so on and so forth. And then we'll get to this, but the Conquer Kids program is at the foundation of that overall. If we're looking at this from a Brooklyn Pickleball lens, that is our pathway. So this year we got involved because we saw Ethan playing and balling out on the minor league team. And we're like, man, there's so many juniors playing. Let's have a platform for them. Yes, you can join the minor league team. Absolutely. If you're a junior, all ages are welcome. But for the junior MLP team, it is 4 players specifically on the Duper 18 team, 4 on the Duper 16 team. They're going to play in 5 events on the MLP schedule. So right along the pros. This weekend, their first event is in Austin, Texas, MLP Austin. So the Ranchers will be there and all the other the junior MLP teams will be participating. I'm meeting up with our head coach, Eric Forsyth. He's the junior MLP head coach.
I know Eric.
Nice.
Tomorrow to dish out the official uniforms. He's going to travel to Austin with them, and they're all going to be repping their center line Brooklyn
That's
gear.
awesome.
You don't have them with you. You can't show us one of the uniforms with you, do you?
They're currently getting their last names pressed on the back of them, so they're official.
Gotta see
Yes,
it. Send us
hot
a
off the
picture. Send us a
presses.
picture when you get
Adam-
that
will.
for sure.
These kids are going to love it, obviously. I'm assuming for this year, the team's already set, but just for people that are looking to sign up for this potentially for next year, looking especially at the parents here that are listening to us right now, how do they get involved? How do they reach out? How do they sign up? I don't know how the process, I don't personally know, right? There's no reason why the pros would know. Nikki, in case you want to sign up for junior MLP.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'm 40. I'm going to be 41. Should I sign up before I turn 41? Maybe I can make it.
You're the height.
I'm like the guy.
Requirement.
They're surpassing me so quickly.
I'm on one today.
So to find out more about junior MLP, we do have an interest form on the Major League Pickleball site on the junior MLP drop down. You can fill out the information there. And at the MLP level, we have our whole database there that's built out with parents' names, kids' names, dupers, all that information that's necessary. And then for us, it's a simple email to info@brooklynpickleballteam.com, BKLYN. We're going on our website. We have the forms there that you can reach out to us and we'll share more with the minor league program and or junior MLP. Wasim at MLP does a great job organizing these things and helping us at the league level to coordinate it all. Really excited to see this first season happen. I mean, if I'm a junior and I get to play at the MLP events next to the pros, like how cool is that? So I'm excited to see this.
I'm going to try to be present for those. I'll see if they'll allow me and Zane to do some coaching for the junior Slice team. I think the hype on the sidelines would be pretty fun there. So we'll see if we can make that happen.
For sure. Yeah, it's MLP format, so they're going to play women's, men's, and then mixed and dream breakers if they have to.
Man, that's going to be so exciting.
Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday to those events.
Very cool.
The excitement in these events is just, the energy truly is palpable. Like they are just screaming for each other. They're represented. They have, the gear really hypes things up as well. Adam, I'm curious because I know there's a couple of other teams that are doing a pretty phenomenal job. The Ranchers are doing a great job. Virginia over there is building an amazing community. And just from what I've seen, especially on social, and of course I'm here in New York, you guys are really taking things to the next level in Brooklyn. So what is maybe one thing that you're doing that's working really well with MILP and the juniors that you think all the other teams could really learn from and you would want them to adopt?
Yeah, thank you, Nikki. I really appreciate that because, we care a lot about the team. We care a lot about our community. We are very thoughtful in everything that we do. And at the end of the day, we want everybody to walk away from any Brooklyn Pickleball experience, whether that's seeing me or any of the minor league players or the pros, just feeling like we like those guys, we want to be a part of this. We think they're great. They're doing good things and just have that positive, feel good feeling anytime you interact with us, whether it's over an email or an interview or on text. Like we just want to bring that positive energy everywhere we can because ultimately that's what pickleball should be. It should be a fun experience, a positive thing. We just want to continue that throughout our community and be that kind of shining light wherever we go. So I'm really excited about being that and I feel really grateful for it. We do collaborate a lot with our other team owners, executives, etc. across the ecosystem itself. Andrew at St. Louis has done a great job spearheading that minor league program. They're reaching even beyond St. Louis and going into Arkansas and Kansas and so on and so forth. And Texas, both Dallas and Austin are doing an awesome job as well. And so, with that collaboration, it helps us really brainstorm ideas that are going to best make these things go. But I think the biggest thing is really just like providing and creating that platform for people to connect and get
Mm.
together. Whether that's through events where we're not even necessarily competing. It's like the City Pickle event that you were mentioning, where
Mhm.
you ran into Jeannie Bouchard. It's like getting access to fun things like that because you're on the minor league team and the whole crew gets to hang out and get together. Just this last weekend, we
Right.
did a watch party. I was holding it down in St. Louis with the team, and they had a watch party over at one of our partner bars with our dirty water seltzer water. So they had buckets of dirty water seltzer. They're all rocking the gear. They had the flag going, a big screen in the back. And that just all happens organically. It's like somebody sent out a part a full invite. We're doing a watch party. The 150 plus person minor league Brooklyn WhatsApp group starts blowing up. They RSVP and they all get together and hang out. I'm getting texts on the sideline nonstop about check this out over at the watch party. And it just feels like a family, like we're all one team, one dream kind of mindset. And ultimately, it's about creating that platform for people to connect and get together through pickleball in any way possible. And quite honestly, it's become bigger than I even ever
Mm.
expected. This is what I hoped it would become, but it's exceeded all of those
Mm.
things. It's really, really cool. And that's a huge way. It's in thanks to all of them. Like each of them care so much that they meet my energy. They reciprocate how much I care. Our director of player development, Kayla Teep, she's incredible. She
Woo,
keeps up with
shout
all the
out
tournament
Pickled Minds.
registration.
Yes, Kayla.
Yeah, incredible. So it takes an army to make it all happen, and no one person can take any credit for it. It's just a collective team effort.
Yeah, I just want to say that this is that tie back to European football that I'm talking about. I think a lot about the show Welcome to Wrexham. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah,
seen that
yeah, of
show.
course.
When I interact with the Brooklyn Pickleball Team, that's what I think of. And I'm like, how do we get a camera
Absolutely.
crew on your group? Because I need this to be a mini series, and it would blow up because we're talking about them in the bar and just how they connect with each other. But I think that the most important part of that is teaching these kids that pickleball is more than just on the court. It's the relationships they build, the partnerships. Mari just did a wonderful video about how you treat your partner, right? So like these are the things that they're learning at such an early age that they may
That's right.
not even be learning, and they often aren't learning from other sports. And I think you guys are doing an incredible job teaching them even at every age, right? They're hanging out. You got Ethan hanging out with Rochelle, who's what, 70
Yes,
something, right?
yes.
Like they're all together really building this community, like actual relationships out in the
Yeah.
world, not on social, right? And that I think is showing this next generation the right direction. So really, really
Okay.
great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that a lot.
To even add to that, first of all, as a pro player, Adam, just thank you for taking good care of us, not just the team. I think you all are a
Mm.
really good example for, what team do you want to end up on? I've never heard someone say, oh, not on Brooklyn, because like that's just not an answer you're going to hear because of how well respected and how well just you all do, not just with taking care of your players, but the community around it. It's something that we see. So we appreciate that because as an example at other teams, we want to see the league rise. We want to see
Mm.
this growth. That as a lover of the sport, because I'm not just a pro player, I am also a lover of the sport. It's really cool to see the growth. Obviously, pro pickleball is only going to take us so far, but the
Mhm.
growth outside of it with Major League, like I'm genuinely interested in the coaching aspect of it and helping out with the
Yes.
growth of minor league and helping out with the growth of junior MLP. And this is something I'll make sure to say because I think I'm a good influence on those people with
Totally.
someone that came from tennis, which is a very individual sport. I think
Mm.
it's extremely important for pickleball players that are purists as well, coming from pickleball, to learn the team aspect of things. For the 12-year-old
Absolutely.
Preach.
Ethan here, shout out Ethan. Okay, I don't know you yet, but you're probably gonna beat me
But
one
you
day.
will.
But you're gonna have to learn that you're not the only person that matters, right? I always said when I played for my university in tennis, it was always really special to me because I was playing for something bigger than myself, and getting
Mm.
to
Yes.
represent something bigger than yourself is so cool.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
So,
Mm. Preach,
anyways,
preach,
this
preach.
is a more of a thank you. It is really
Yeah,
special to see the growth of the league because I am very much a team person. So I love MLP. I'm here to just say, like, you want to make MLP year long? Gosh, get me out of Zane's team, But out,
Adam, how can we make
I
that
couldn't be
happen?
nice the whole time.
Oh, that's too
Oh my
funny.
god.
I
There is
love
some
it.
seriousness to me, Adam. But yeah, that I genuinely appreciate it because Major League Pickleball is
Thank you.
special, and I think
Thank
the
you.
growth, as you said, the top of the pyramid is already built. We
Yeah,
have an awesome product
we do.
with the pro atmosphere. I mean, the crowds are getting electric, right? Like on Thursday in Columbus, the stands were packed. on a
Yeah,
morning of
Mhm.
Thursday. What are you all doing? Is everyone calling in sick to work? What is happening?
exactly.
Right? Like, I'm looking over and these people have
They were
signs with
all
my
sick.
name, and it's a
Yeah, yeah,
Thursday
yeah.
morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking amazing. Like, the
Incredible, right?
growth is so cool. So, again,
Yeah,
the pro side is getting taken care of. I'm not that concerned about us, but,
for sure.
the growth of the rest is very cool to see.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mark.
You called something out. You said Conquer Kids earlier, and I want to get back to Conquer Kids. Can you just
Yep.
tell us a little bit about this program and how you're working with Conquer, how you've brought in Yola? What is this program that you guys are working with?
Yeah, again, like we talked in the very beginning, pickleball brings people together in really unique and fun and exciting ways. You just always got to keep your eyes out and ears to the ground on what could happen next, and who may be your next biggest partner that's going to align on the same dreams and vision that you have. And that's exactly what happened with Lewis and Christian and the whole crew at Conquer Kids. I got to know them early on, just learning about what their business model was with Conquer and understanding how they were bringing underused places to create pickleball for people, whether that was on a backyard of a school where they could open up courts and do open plays, whether it was on a rooftop in New York City or anywhere you could find flat surface to put out nets and play pickleball. They were, facilitating that, which I thought was really awesome. From there, that really snowballed into them knowing so many of the local schools and the athletic directors and the principals. And while I was talking to them about how important community and minor league and our vision for this entire pathway to pro, I was like, well, where do we access, just the
Mm.
kids to inspire and to give them an opportunity and a platform just to play or just to interact with pickleball itself? Like, not any expectation of being any good. All it is picking up a paddle and hitting the ball across the net. That's all we're looking to do, and ideally inspire some kids along the way and see what happens. We got to know each other really well. Those guys are amazing. They've become great partners. And so as we started talking, Lewis was like, look, we're thinking the same way, and we're going to start really approaching the schools and see what their after school programming looks like. And it literally snowballed so fast. It went from one conversation with one school that said absolutely would love to try it to then two, three, four, five. We piloted 10 schools last winter. And I think we're up to 35 plus schools
Mm.
across the 5 boroughs that are doing after school programs through Conquer Kids. And huge, huge, huge shout out to Yola for helping us with the equipment, the balls, the nets, the paddles, the ball carriers, the wristbands, you name it. They've been incredible partners to help us really make this program all possible. And the coaches that all jump in on this too. I mean, they're spending a few hours a day, every day in these local schools, inspiring and teaching pickleball from the very beginning of I've never touched a pickleball paddle or played in my life to I don't even know what pickleball is, to even kids who actually do know what MLP is and everywhere in between. So this has been a kind of a match made in heaven, stars aligning again, where we all had the same vision and same idea. And, quite frankly, I said to them, look, like, we're a lean, mean operation at Brooklyn Pickleball Team. We don't have enough staff or people yet to be able to take this on ourselves. If we are going to do this is going to have to be some sort of partnership where we all bring this together. And sure enough, with the partnership with Yola and Conquer Kids and Conquer in general, teamwork makes the dream work. And one team, one dream mindset has brought this to life. So we're so proud to be a part of it. And it just continues to grow. Our goal, I know we put a lofty goal out there of getting a paddle at the hands of every public school kid here in the New York City area. Within a matter of 8 months, we're off to a great start and hope to continue to grow it. But at the end of the day, whether we see the dream story of a kid coming from the gym floors to becoming the next pro
Mm.
pickleball player, or they just feel like they have more confidence in life, or they feel like they have a reason to go out and play, to connect, to be happier, to smile. All of that matters and is meaningful in a kid's life. Because sometimes all it takes is a little high five and you can do this with some encouragement, and they're going home with a big smile on their face. They're excited. They're more confident. We just hope to make a positive impact wherever we can.
Adam, don't make us cry. Don't make us cry.
I'm gonna start just bringing my okay, Adam, I have 2 requests. You seem like the guy that makes things happen, okay? I have 2 requests, that things that I'm really looking forward to is country competitions. I am waiting
Ooh,
to get to represent South
Ooh,
America. There's a
yeah.
lot of us here. Let's do a South America versus North
let's
America.
go.
Okay, we're gonna lose, but let's have a good time with it. Country competitions are coming about, and I just think that could tie in really well with Major League, just because there's a
Be
lot of
so
us.
cool.
Even
Yep.
internationals like world versus US, like that could
For
be
sure.
cool. I don't know. I'm
Ooh.
tossing ideas out here, okay? Adam, you're the guy that's going to make things happen. And the second part is college competition. Obviously,
Mm.
this is starting with Duper, and I know it's kind of slowly going to tie in as well.
It is.
But I got a full scholarship to play tennis in college, and I know that a lot of pickleballers, 14-year-old pickleballers, are looking
Yep.
forward to potentially getting
Yep.
that same opportunity through pickleball. Now,
Absolutely, Mark.
the cool thing about pickleball in college is that it could potentially be the first co-ed sport. because
Yep.
mixed is so relevant. In tennis, obviously, we
I
have
love
the
it.
women's tennis team, the men's tennis.
Yes,
I think about this a lot. So I'm
yes.
bringing it to the guy that seems to have all the solutions to all the problems. Adam, it's in your hands now. I expect an update soon. Thank you.
Got you, Mari. I love it. I appreciate your confidence. I do pride myself at making things happen as best as we possibly can. And that is certainly a part of that pathway. Same with me. College athletics changed my life. If I didn't run that fast mile time and get a chance to go to Columbia and have that opportunity, I'd never be here today. So I absolutely love it. And I think there's a huge opportunity in that and creating those easy steps, that obvious next step for the kids. What do I do after I graduate high
Right.
school? Where do I go next? College athletics, of course, would be amazing if that's all pickleball. Woof, we're going to be around for many, many, many years to come,
Oh,
and that
yeah.
solidifies itself as an institution for sure. I hope our friend over at the NCAA, Jackie Kawamoto, can help us with this one too.
Yes. Both of the Kawamotos are in this NCAA. So that's
Yes,
on them as well. Very much so.
yes. Could you
It would
imagine
just
a
be so
scholarship for
cool. Like,
pickleball? I mean, how
Oh,
cool would
I
that be?
know
it's
there's
coming. It has to
a few
soon.
schools already have it.
Yeah,
But it's
they
not an
do.
official NCAA sport yet, obviously.
It's true.
The club teams are getting massive.
Yep.
They are. University of Virginia has like 150 kids. It's
So
unbelievable.
crazy. Yeah.
I know when we were with DC, again with Yola, we were able to launch the first ever, the country's first ever public school varsity program with the Montgomery County public school system there in Maryland. Their 25 public high schools are now varsity pickleball. So that has
It's so
happened.
cool.
We were a part of that. Yola was a part of that. It's still going. That's kind of the first case study, and more are coming that way. But that is where we kind of envision Concord Kids, I think, going
Mm.
eventually, is like helping to connect that layer and level. Since we have seen it before, there is precedent, and we can actually kind of work off of that, you know?
Creating that pipeline directly to
Master
college.
plan. Yes,
Whoo,
yes, yes.
man, a little bit changing the world out here, Adam. I
That's
think
what
That's
I'm
what
saying. I'm gonna just
you
send
get
in
one.
my problems. I have your number now, Adam.
for
This is a
real.
problem.
Brace
I love
yourself,
it.
Adam. I'm sorry.
I
Or
mean,
maybe you're welcome. I don't know.
it's all good. You get one chance at this thing called life, right? You might as well go for it and try
For
to make
real.
some positive things happen. And the fact that we get the platform of pickleball, I mean, it's just the coolest thing ever. I'm very, very grateful to be in the role that I am, and just take it, very seriously, and just also try to have a lot of fun with that, care a bunch. So whether that's the Conquer Kids program, the minor league program, the Brooklyn Pickleball Team, just lucky to have this all under kind of one banner, and getting to do it with the league that's growing so fast and people that truly believe in it and want to see this thing stay around is really special. So I don't know. In my lifetime, I've never seen a major league that's like this,
Mhm.
that come around ever. So to me, it's like this historic opportunity of
Yep.
like, how did we all get here? What is going on? How can I help make this happen and move it forward? So let's go. Let's keep building together.
You're building it. Like, literally, that's exactly what's happening
Brick
right
by brick.
now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, building a sport, like, really,
Yeah,
truly, in the future of this. And so,
it's true.
we're gonna look back at this in 20 years, and we're not even gonna believe that this is what was happening.
Can't
Which is
wait.
so cool that we get to be a part of it, right? Like all
Right?
three of us in
Yes.
very different ways, but
Yes.
it's just
Correct.
we get to build this thing. We
That's
get to
Ooh.
right.
be a part of it. Yeah, it's gonna
Anybody
be
else get
really fun to
anybody
look
else
back
get
on.
Oh
goosebumps?
yeah.
Anybody else
Mad
listening
chills
get
over here. I need to get
goosebumps?
my
Yeah.
sweatshirt. But Mari, that's what it's all about, and so cool to hear it from you as a pro. Somebody that actually does see that and gets that, because that really is what it is. Like,
Absolutely.
we
And
all play a role, you know.
I know I don't play for your team, but I am here to make myself available as a pro for any time you need to bounce ideas off of. Even though I do like to joke about things, I love pickleball. Like I love what it's done for me. I love what it's done for others. Nikki and I talk about this all the time. It's just
Mhm.
so special to see what the sport can do for the world. Just so many people that I've met through the I mean, Adam, we probably wouldn't have met if it wasn't for this. Nikki and I
Nope.
over here doing a podcast and
Nope.
getting to talk to guests about how pickleball has changed their lives. It's just really
Yeah.
special.
Yep.
So I
So
just love
special.
to see the success of the sport. It's pretty cool that since we're not really competing off the court, like I can always help out.
Mhm.
I'm running
Totally.
clinics in New York. If you all want to show up at the minor league, there's so many things that align, right?
You're definitely gonna get to meet some, the minor league team
I would love that.
at your clinics at Lifetime coming up soon. Adam, I wanna switch gears a little bit to MLP because we were talking about that, and, it's so funny because I really think that as the listeners, I don't know which direction they're gonna veer, if they're gonna actually know more about the minor league pickleball team and Conquer Kids, or they're gonna know more about the MLP. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
for the folks who maybe don't know as much about MLP, right, there's a tremendous percentage of amateur pickleballers who don't even know of pro pickleball. They can't name a single pro, or maybe they can, obviously now they can name ALW, but not really much further than that. The whole thing's just crazy. So you're running a team. You're running an entire team of pros and you're making this thing happen. So I'm curious, I would love to hear what's the most difficult thing. What's the
Yeah.
toughest thing, the adversity that you're facing right now running a pro team?
For sure. And it is interesting that there are so many people that play pickleball, love pickleball, have no clue that the Major League Pickleball exists, that the BPA exists, and the league in
Yeah.
general. But that is what gives us so much confidence in the future. Is like that is all low hanging fruit. And as we all know, you go to one MLP event and you see it for the first time, you instantly are a believer. You're like,
Hooked.
this is the coolest thing. Let me see what's going on here. And then all of a sudden you
Yep.
learn about the storylines, and then you find yourself watching on pickleball TV and you can't turn it off. That pickleball addiction certainly happened. We do have a lot of education and awareness to do in the marketplaces in our respective markets and in the country in general. But, we do have a lot of optimism just because there are so many people that love pickleball, play pickleball, and still don't know about it. And that's why, we take every single conversation and email and text and call seriously. Like it's our chance to tell somebody about it. And that's why you see my closet now, literally all black and white. All I wear is Brooklyn Pickleball Team stuff. I wear this hat everywhere I go. There's a chance to, hand out a sticker, hand out a sling bag. I was over at UPS shipping out some merch to St. Louis the other day, and the guy was like, pickleball. My dad loves pickleball. He plays down in Florida. And I was like, well, his name was Elliot. I was like, yo, Elliot, well, I got an extra bag and shirt and hat here.
No,
Why don't you
that's
take this
That's
for
so
your
awesome.
good.
dad? Like every single moment like that matters. I'm going to go back, and I'm sure what I will hear is that Elliot's going to be like, hey, my dad saw you on pickleball TV. And then here we go. That's one more fan that we didn't have otherwise. And so that's what it's all about. But that speaks to your question. It's really like there's not enough time in a day. There's
Mm,
so much to do. There's so much to focus on. There's so much that can be done. It's really the exercise of really prioritizing what absolutely needs to get done, what is on the big picture board that we need to work on at certain times, and figuring out that, roadmap of things, what really needs to get done when and how and where we allocate our time, effort, and resources, and be able to build it the way that we would like to. So that is certainly I think the biggest struggle is time management, and
mm.
making sure that we're optimizing everything that's in front of us, making sure that our minor leaguers are always feeling heard, listened to, and have a great time. This is why we host office hours together. We put a big Zoom link out there every 2-3 weeks. We get together, we catch up, we chat. I give them all the updates as what's going on our end. Kayla gives updates. They share in, and it's a big conversation. Coach Kyle breaks down film for 30 minutes and gives them
Wow.
feedback. So it's a really cool experience, but I wish we had more time, or I wish we had the ability to get more people in, which we will eventually, which is going to be great. But as we grow, we have to be very smart about when that happens.
Man, that is, a little bit of work, a little tough.
Yeah,
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 yeah, that's a
yeah.
just
I try to be like a swan on water, just smooth and gliding, stoic, but underneath you're just go like this the whole time.
Yep, that's exactly right. Also, as you notice, I have a bunch of hats back here. There's not a Brooklyn Pickleball Team one, so we need to change that. Let's
Wow,
get
how do you give it
That
to Elliot
absolutely
but
has
not
to
to
change.
Nikki?
Yeah, seriously, come on. I need one. If Elliot can have one, I can have one. No,
That's absolutely right.
I gotta represent maybe a little shirt or something. No, but
Got you, Nikki. Got you.
my gosh. No, it really is, it's fascinating to hear you talk about that, Adam, because I really just don't think people realize how much it truly is going into growing the sport. It almost seems like there are really good players, there are pros. Let's just put them
Hmm.
on a tour and let's get them out there. But you guys are doing so much work on the ground to
Yep.
get this thing up and running. I'm willing to bet money that so many people just don't know of all that behind the scenes. So that's incredible.
No, probably not. It's okay. The minor leaguers, they are always supportive. They're here for whatever we want or whenever we need them. We got together for a 5 a.m. Jersey reveal shoot the other weekend, which was really cool. They
Wow.
all showed up, smiles on their face,
Oh my
and
god.
I just appreciate them all so much. They will run through walls for us, just like I will for them, and
Mhm.
they do understand the work that goes into it behind the scenes with the Google Forms just to RSVP for one tournament, and the moving pieces of what if somebody gets sick and then all of a sudden drops out, and then you have to be under the aggregate duper 18.33, and then you can't find a sub, and
Oh
it's a whole
my god.
thing and a master puzzle that has to be solved while also optimizing for experience and performance, trying to get us the best results possible. Thankfully, Kayla does an amazing job helping with that, but there's been some really funny times. Like you said, a camera rolling at all times would be quite entertaining. There's been times where we've been around a table, Coach Kyle, Kayla, and myself, literally with all their players registered, ready to go, and just trying to piece the practice times together to make
Oof.
sure they're getting the best experience we can. Yeah, maybe we care too much and we just want to make
Not
sure
at
it's
all.
perfect.
It's
But
perfect. Yeah.
I think it's starting to be seen and appreciated, and it's good that that is helping our players get most out of it as they can. You know, we're willing to do it.
Adam, I do have a question. If you had a magic wand right now and you could fix 3 issues or
Mm.
potential immediate improvements, do you know what
Yeah.
those would be? Putting you on the spot here.
And, across the entire ecosystem, I think on the minor league side specifically, we would find a way to be able to have these tournaments and these events be, perfectly attended or well attended
Mm.
by
Mhm.
the masses. We've been in different tournaments where we've had like 30 people register. We've had tournaments that are like 150. There's so many tournaments that are happening on a weekly basis at all these different locations. It'd be so cool if there was a way somehow that everybody that's organizing a tournament for whatever weekend could just have one big master calendar and we all work together to optimize that schedule so that we can collectively create the best experience possible for our local community, our players, our minor leaguers. Whether that's a money ball or whether that's a minor league official sanctioned event, that would it would be great because there's so much like anxiety and stress that goes into planning these events for the tournament directors, the facilities, the players, and they want to know what's going to happen. And with all of those unknown factors, it'd be so nice to be able to have a little more control on that. That's like if, in the ideal world in a
Yep.
vacuum would be great. I don't know how we solve for that, but it is something that certainly is a prevalent issue in the community space when it comes to hosting events and tournaments and things like that. For the league at the Major League Pickleball level, I think eventually it'd be really great, and I think we're trying to get there, and we will get to a point where we have our events, more 3-day calendar or even 2-day calendar as opposed to 4. 4 days in general is a lot for the pros.
Mhm.
But also it spreads us out a little bit on the attendance perspective too.
Mm.
Thursday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Most people are working, I guess, except for Columbus, which is awesome. Or we shift our schedules to like later in the day. And we're
Right.
heading in that direction, which is great. The attendance is growing, the viewership is growing, the sponsorship dollars are there. It's really going to be cool one day when we can literally just put a 2-hour match on the schedule, New Jersey versus Brooklyn at XYZ facility, and people show up. It's an amazing event. It's worth it for everybody. Instead of having to do like a 4-day event for
Right.
everybody. Because, 13 Major League Pickleball events in 16 weeks,
It's a
that's a
lot.
lot. Our operations team is going
We
from,
only
Whew.
go to a few, obviously,
yeah,
but yeah, obviously the league needs to run every single one of them. So
Mhm.
yes. Yes. So the operations team, talk about not knowing all that goes
Mm.
into it. It's incredible the miracles they pull week
Mm.
after week to make these look seamless and fun and great for everybody. It's amazing to see it all come together, and they do an amazing job. But being on the road for, basically 6 straight weeks from Dallas to Columbus to St. Louis to Austin to New York, 4th of July break, Grand Rapids, Chicago, Orlando, and you just keep rolling. I mean, it's a lot, but it's worth it because these stands fill up. The people love it. It's always a great time, and it just continues to grow. So keeps us motivated,
Whew, it
nice.
reminds me of like a traveling circus or like
right?
one of those
Yeah,
carnivals, and they all pack up and move on to the next, right?
they
My
truly do. Yeah, you
yeah.
have the branded bins of Brooklyn merchandise, New Jersey merchandise,
Yep.
Miami merchandise. Put it in the trailer and ship it up to the next spot.
Man, but I swear, I really do think, Mari, you said this earlier, and I think actually, Adam, you said this as well, but like the best way to become instantly obsessed, and it is a guarantee, you're not leaving there without being instantly obsessed, is to go to an MLP event.
Yeah,
Instantly, right? And that's for somebody who plays pickleball and even for somebody who doesn't. You go to the event and you're just like,
yeah,
"What is this?" And then you love it,
for
and
sure,
that's it. Yeah.
So if
totally.
you're
And who
listening to
knows?
this and you're iffy on pro pickleball,
Yep.
take the leap.
Take the
Go
leap.
Get
to
in.
an MLP event and you won't regret it. It'll be a great experience. It'll be really fun to watch just the hype around all of it. The uniforms are
Mm.
it's just cool that it's just cool to see it happen.
We need a Brooklyn Pickleball Team chant, you know?
There's a mascot coming pretty soon that's going to look like this. That's
Wow.
going to be running around. We got little Squeezy down in Orlando, so we thought we
I
should give him a
Oh my
friend.
god, that's
You know?
hilarious. I saw Jake had, like, a bunch of those. He's, like,
Yeah.
obsessed with you guys. So, sorry about the chant, but it does make things kind of fun.
Don't worry,
Mm.
chants are in the works. We are getting ready for the June 25th through 28th in MLP New York event at Randall's Island. Flags are being produced, rally towels, the mascots. It's all
Gosh, I hope
happening
we're not in your group.
in the.
Actually, give me all of it. Give me all of it. Cheer
It's gonna.
against me. Let's go.
We've been rallying the troops, with the minor league program and team for the last few months. It's so cool to have their support. There's been ideas flowing back and forth, what we can't pull off, and we are really, really excited for it. I think cowbells galore, cheers. It's going to be an absolute ruckus. It's what we've been calling this month, the month of the Brooklyn ruckus.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now, like, anybody who's listening, right, or on social media, wherever you're watching this, anywhere, this is a challenge. I am challenging the listeners to go to one of these events and not love it instantly, right? Come
For
back and
sure.
talk to me. If you didn't immediately love it, it's like, get your money back. I'm not going to give you your money. But
Nikki will give you one of the paddles from her collection if you absolutely hate it, but you need to give her a really good reasoning as to why you hated it.
you need to be able to prove that you hate it. Yeah, we're gonna set you up in a lie detector test, and
Yes.
if you don't, and yeah, no, those are my paddles, my precious paddles. No, I just think that people just love it so much, and that's how to.
We do.
Also, Adam, we got to get a nice little tailgate going on, or some sort of pregame party
There
because
was tailgating happening
I
at
know
Columbus,
Columbus.
There
and
Yeah,
was.
that
we
was the
can't let
first
them
time
show
I
us up.
saw it.
We
It
can't
was
let them
actually
No,
show
pretty
us up
cool. I
here.
walked
for
by at like
sure.
10 in the morning and they were pounding beers. I was like, wow, this
That's
crowd's gonna be
awesome.
rowdy for our 11 a.m. match.
That's right. Get that party started. But we're
Yeah.
really excited to have for the first time some collab brews that are going to be poured at the event. Brooklyn has a lot of great breweries. Threes Brewery and Grimm are teamed up with us to put together some Brooklyn Pickleball Team beers specifically. We're going to the taste test tomorrow at Grimm and then Threes next week. So look out for those as well. They're going to be
Wow.
fun collector's items to walk away with. And just
So
again,
cool.
speaks to the community and people supporting and it just taking an army for everybody to get hyped and involved. Then there's the Brooklyn Cider House custom cider. Courtside cider is going to be revealed at the event. So
Mm,
courtside ciders, Grit and Threes, all collabing with a
Fun
Brooklyn
time.
Pickleball Team specific.
more
I'm excited
reasons.
for New York.
Plenty of
Yeah,
reason to tailgate and have fun and
there
come to
you
the
go.
event.
Even more reasons. Come on, people. Come on,
I'm gonna send my
man.
mom over to watch Brooklyn. She'll have a good time over there with you all.
I'll
Perfect.
She and I can hang. She and I are gonna
She
be
can go with you,
bouncing
Nikki.
around.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I got her. Oh man, Adam, this has been so much fun learning about you, learning about the team, learning about the community. I also think it's cool the way that you have just, name dropped throughout this entire thing, which to me tells me how integrated directly into the community you are. So well done with that. One thing that we like to do here on 99% Pickleball is we like to ask this is 99% Pickleball, which means 1%, non-pickleball. So we're going to ask you a
Yes.
non-pickleball related question. And we have our queen of non-pickleball related questions. Mari
Sweet.
can
That's
just
fun.
yeah,
That
she
is
could just,
me.
like, think of them on the spot, think of, like, 100 of them, really, but
Oh no, I've been thinking. I actually listened to what you had to say, Adam, and then I cater accordingly.
writing it
Okay.
down, yeah,
That's impressive.
she's asked some pretty good ones in the past. Alright, Mari, I'm handing it to you.
I'm prepared. Okay, so Adam, you mentioned you worked in the soccer world before, and there's a pretty big event happening in 2 days. It's starting the World Cup, the World
Oh,
Cup of
yes, yes, yes.
football.
Heard
Say
of
it
it.
Yeah.
right, you Americans. I get to say that. I'm not from there. Anyways, the World Cup obviously starting in 2 days, with it being in Mexico, US, and Canada this year. So pretty cool. 3 host countries. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you were somewhat or still are somewhat of a soccer fan. So my question is, who will win the World Cup
Mm.
in 2026?
Ooh, that's a great question. Yes, very much looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. This whole country is going to be buzzing with sports this summer. I know for us on Randall's Island during the event, there's a match at MetLife on the 25th and on the 27th with the Queensboro operation here. We had an incredible group of coaches, and one of our principal owners was David Villa from Spain. And
Yep, I know who
so
that is.
that group was really, really good to me. Great people, and I feel like they have a good chance this year. Obviously, never want to bet against some guys that are pretty good at soccer, like Messi. But I appreciate my friends David and his crew from Spain, and I think they have a pretty good chance of taking it home.
Mari, was this a trick
All
question? Are
right.
we all
This
supposed to
is
say
not
are
a
we
trick
all
question.
supposed to say the same team?
No, I mean, I know what I'm going to say. Nikki, you are expected to answer whether you have any information on this or not. It's just part of the game.
No, I just thought you're just
Uh,
waiting for us to all say Brazil. Like,
well, I mean, I like Adam a little less with his answer, but that's, I mean, it's okay. He's
I
gonna
could
be all
see the
right.
pain.
Oh,
If you're watching this episode, you will also see the pain in Mari's face as
I'm
Adam was
actually not
answering this
gonna say
question.
Brazil for my answer, surprisingly, Nikki. But
Ooh.
no, I think that is a good answer, Adam. I know that Spain always has a very strong team, and they are expected to perform well this year. But 48 teams for the first time in the World
Mhm.
Cup instead of 32. It's gonna be a grind. I'm really excited to
Mhm.
see how this one turns out. But you heard it here from Adam. His prediction is Spain. Nikki, who you got?
You can't see this right now, but I'm actually wearing Mexico's jersey shorts right now. They're the white ones. So I think just by wearing these, I have to say Mexico.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The odds of Mexico are a little smaller than Spain, but we still accept any answer here. We're inclusive.
I
Heck
like
yeah.
a
We're gonna
good
be nice.
underdog. I love a good
Underdog
I like
choice.
underdog.
that, Nikki.
For
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. Brazilians that are listening to this, please don't hate me.
Oh, no, Mari,
I
don't do it.
actually trust my brother's opinion on this kind of stuff. And it's very rare that I'm complimentary of my brother, but he does pay close attention to soccer and he's a fan. He explained to me why he thinks Argentina is going to win. He's very sound with his reasoning, and it would be painful to watch Argentina win again, even though I am a huge Messi fan. So it'd be an awesome way for him to go and be
For
done with
sure.
kind of his international career. So my prediction is Argentina. My happiness would be if Brazil wins. So there's the, you
Makes
know,
sense.
yeah, there,
Hard to
there
And
you
we
debate
have
that
it.
just
against the GOAT.
and
Messi's the GOAT.
and we just
Messi's
lost
insane.
half of our listeners, but thank you for participating.
I
And
had a
No,
blast.
this is
This
good.
was
This is
awesome.
good. Yeah. Thank you, Adam, for bearing with us. Appreciate everything that you're doing. Appreciate just the dedication to the sport that we all love. And really hope Spain doesn't win the World Cup.
All I'm hoping for is a Brooklyn Pickleball Team trophy in Central Park.
that's
Ooh,
it. That's all that matters. That's what
That's it.
truly matters. Awesome. Adam, thank you for hanging out with us. And we're going to party together soon on Randall's Island,
Can't
all
wait.
three of us.
See you guys
Yeah.
soon. 2
see.
weeks to go. Let's go.
2 more weeks. Let's go. All right. See you soon.
Thank you guys. Bye.
All right, Nikki. That was extremely insightful. For me, at least. Did you know about everything that Adam was talking about?
Every single word. No. I knew a lot because I'm pretty, kind of in depth in the community over here. Did I know everything that Adam said? Yes, pretty close to that. I was still pretty stunned by the majority of what he said, even though I'm pretty involved in the community as well. But hearing him speak and so passionately, all of that, I'm just like, one thing I did not know was how much he works. My gosh, dude is
There really is
working.
just so much happening behind the scenes, right? We just see the
Mm.
product that's being displayed out there. Obviously, from my side, I see mostly the pro world. There has been such great improvement in MLP over the years. I actually played MLP for the first time in 23. So this is year 4, 23, 24, 25, 26. Just making sure my math is okay. Year 4 of MLP for me. And it's very different. And I say this in a very positive way. So super cool to hear about what else is happening. So I'll start with my takeaways. Nikki.
Yeah.
I absolutely love how much the Brooklyn Pickleball Team is doing behind the scenes for Major League Pickleball. That's my first statement. Shout out to Adam and the entire team. I don't know some of the people on the team, but if you're listening, we appreciate you. We really appreciate all the behind the scenes work that's being done to help further develop the sport and the league that we all just really enjoy. Secondly, I love seeing the junior development. And yes, minor league pickleball as well. I'm not taking away from that, but I joke about those kids taking my job. They will absolutely be taking my job very soon, but it's just so cool to see the competitiveness. I can't wait to watch a junior MLP Dream Breaker. Like, how's that going to go? You know?
They're going to be screaming. They're going to be just
It's gonna
running
be
around, just like
crazy.
losing their minds. Talk about
Exactly.
energy. Yes.
And just the getting to represent something bigger than yourself for those kids and creating those friendships that these are going to be lifelong friends for them. It's just going to be something pretty special to watch. So
Yeah.
that was my second one. And then thirdly,
Oh, third. We're still going.
I got
Oh, yeah.
3. Okay.
Okay.
Is that
You
okay?
can have 3.
Is
You can
that
have 3.
acceptable?
That's fine.
Thank
That's
you,
fine.
Nikki. I needed your permission there. Yes, it was cool to hear about his insights into what's coming next and the things that he would immediately fix because, again, he's so in the trenches, right? Nikki, you and I are kind of watching things from the outside. Yes, you
Yeah.
hear about things, but we're not involved in what's happening in the background, right? So it was just cool to hear his insight on what he thinks is coming next and their involvement potentially in the college space. And I'm happy to hear that Adam will be taking care of all the things that I requested out of him. So thank you, Adam.
Done and done. We now have world versus the U.S. in pickleball as of now because
You
Adam
heard it
just
here
made it
first.
happen. And we now have college pickleball. Thank you, Mari, for coming up with that idea. So, and Adam
So
just made it
smart, Nikki.
So
I'm
smart.
feeling
So
so smart today.
Yes, you're on it. It was a Red Bull you drank earlier.
Absolutely.
No, I have to second all 3 of your points because all those were definitely just like my jaw was dropped the whole time he was talking about all of that. I got to say, hearing Adam talk about his background that led to like all of the puzzle pieces that led to where he is now. And, you'll probably hear me talk about this a lot, but my mom always used to say everything happens for a reason when I was a kid. And I used to hate when she would say that because I didn't agree. And then now as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, she was so right. And it turns out she was very right. And everything for Adam happened for a reason. And I think everything happened for pickleball too, to bring Adam into pickleball because he is such a pivotal piece in the growth of MLP and growth of MILP and the future of the sport and Conquer Kids and all of this with his background, even from cold calling for the Yankees through football, through all of this. I
His
think that
unpaid internship.
his unpaid and oh, that is the Lord's work right there, man. How was that even legal? How was that even legal? Oh, those days hurt.
Hey,
But
it paid off for him,
grit.
to be fair.
It built, yeah, that was grit. That's true. It did pay off. But I think, all of that led for him to be the mastermind behind the business that he is right now, making such a big impact on the sport. And I'm just floored at how much he did that is helping now. That was very super, super impressive. So hardworking dude, really, really thankful for him. And also just such a nice guy. Just such a nice guy. Like, what a cool guy.
Yeah,
And
that was a fun
yeah.
one.
That was a fun one. That was a really good one, man. But you know what, Mari? He wasn't the only fun one. We got lots of fun episodes lined up. And you know when you can listen to them? On
Hey,
Thursdays.
I heard that you can listen to them on Thursdays and
Yep.
everywhere.
Everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere that you listen to podcasts or watch podcasts. That's something that I learned to actually talk about takeaways. Shout out to our producer, Paige from Empower Pickleball.
Shout out, Paige.
Who is making everything happen, all magic happen. But she told us today that you can actually watch the pod
On
on
Spotify.
Spotify and Apple as well, apparently. So you can actually watch anywhere. Don't watch while you're driving. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, listening.
Tempting.
I mean, I know everyone just loves to listen to you and I speak, Nikki. You know, when
Yes.
someone asks, "What's your favorite voice?" It's like I can't choose one. It's Nikki and Mari every single time. We get it,
Easy.
okay?
Easy.
But seeing our faces is also pretty fun because you're gonna see our reactions. You're gonna see my sass face. You know, sometimes you can't tell if I'm being sarcastic. I almost always am. Spoiler alert. But you can see it in my
Almost.
face.
If for nothing else, for this episode, if you're listening to it, also go back and watch it just for Mari's reaction to Adam's World Cup answer. Because when I saw her face, I was like, oh, no, Adam, what have you done? But all right, we're ranting.
We're
But
done.
Just
We're
to get
done.
back to it, just to get back to it, listen to us, watch us anywhere that you can find podcasts. You can do it with both. We are on every Thursday, so
Thursdays.
we will catch you in another week next
Yes.
Thursday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.